authorized people has to have the access. Okay, so when you are sending through the communication medium, if some unknown people, if they are taking their data, so they should not get the original data. So for that, we will be looking for the kind of encryption and decryptions. Before transmissions, we will be doing the encryption. Then after receiving, we will be decrypting the informations to get the original information. So that is the procedures we need to uh, adapt for the telemedicine service. So especially for the telemedicine services, so all the services we are doing that. Say example, the some social media, so there will be end-to-end encryptions. So they are introduced, right? So the information whatever we are sharing to the one to say example, I'm sharing to you people, so it is for you people. Okay, so it's end-to-end encryption should be there. Okay, so like that, the patient informations will be transferred to the doctor, so that has to be encrypted. So that's what we are going to see. So we have the different types of encryptions. So one is the digital encryption standards. We need to adapt when you look for the symmetric and all those things. When you are going for the asymmetric, so we'll be looking for the reversed Shamir Adelman encryption techniques. So we have like this asymmetric is the public key cryptography and all. Okay, so we have like a public key and private key and all this. So with this the techniques, whether the say example one informations can be shared to or the group of people. Okay, so then you will be requiring the kind of the public key which is acceptable, which is accessible by the particular group, not everyone. Okay, so particular group. So like that, so we can have the different types of key. So sometimes we can have the private key. So only one authorized person will be taking the note. Okay. So when you look for the DES, you can see the example here. The plain text input we are giving. So it's given to the encryption algorithm. So we are following the encryption algorithm procedures. So here, the secret key shared by the sender and the receptors. Okay, so from the this end, so the sender will be having the secret key as well as the receiving part. So they will be having the secret key. So with that secret key, so they can decrypt algorithm to get the original information. So when you are sending the from the sender end, you will be sending the plain text. So that will be converted into the cheaper texts. Then after encryptions, then you will be looking for the decryption techniques, algorithms. Then you will be getting as the plain text output. So this is we will be getting as the original informations on the receiver end. Okay, so we need to concentrate from the message source to destination. So when you have the message source, so in you have original information. That original informations will be encrypted. Okay, so that original informations will be let's say example X is the original information. So the X itself is changed to the Y. Okay, so the information is encrypted. Then after decryptions, you will be getting as a your original information as a X. So that will reach to the destination. So between encryption algorithm and the decryption algorithm, so we'll be having the key sources. Okay, so that the key secret key will be shared uh, by a sender and receptor, so that they will be accessing the information. So this can be dedicated for the particular source of information. Okay, so that's very important. So this all will done through the secure channel. Okay, so this is also one of the important things. Okay, so similarly we have like an RSA. Okay, so this RSA will be you have again the plain text say information. So you'll be giving as the public key. So the already I told you, right? So the public key to the group of people and other things. So then the encryption algorithm will takes place. Then the information will be transferred. So you will be taking the decryptions. Then you will be getting as a plain text. Okay. So when you look this kind of informations, you have the group of people. So the group of people will be getting the key. So this informations can be shared to the group of people. Okay, so that's we are going to decide based on our the criteria, in the sense how we will be taking for the procedures. Okay, so this is the encryptions. Okay, so when you look for the authentications, so you'll be looking for the kind of private key. So the alias has a private key. The information is converted using the private key. So here the decryptions will be with the public key. Okay, so the public key, so they will be decrypting and they will be seeing the text. So best example I can tell you that, so when you are having, when you want to share the mobile hotspot to your friends, so what you will do, so you will be having the passcode. The passcode will be shared to your friend, so the friend will be accessing the Wi-Fi network. Okay, so through the passcode, right? So like that, any organizations, if they have the established Wi-Fi connectivity, so they will be sharing the username and password for accessing the network connectivity. So kind of a private key, you can say, right? So sometimes the open key will be there, the public key, so we can access. So like our operating system, so it's not an open key, it's as the code, the license code will be given. So once you are entering the license code, your operating system will be can be installed and it can be worked, like that I'm saying. Okay, so we have like a public key as well as a private. So the another important thing is the authentications. Okay, so the authentications, we can look for them kind of cryptographic hash functions, MAC addresses, the digital signatures. So once it's the MAC addresses is identified, then it can be, so through that we can have that. So then the digital signature, the verification. So the lot of the transactions and all those things can be done through the digital signatures, verification of the digital. So authentication is very very important. So when moreover when you are dealing with the medical records, so this authentication is very very important. So how we are going to express the authentication, so who is the authorized person, who is unauthorized person, is very very important to deal with the medical data. Okay, so similarly we have like a the security level. So when you look for the transfer of informations and all those things, so you'll be looking through the internet protocol. So we will be looking for the TCP IP protocol. So everywhere we are connected with the IP based network connectivity. So we need to have the different levels. So like when you're using the end application, so we need to have, say example, I have connected some equipment which is going to give the biomedical data. So this biomedical signals and biomedical data, this application level we need to, application layer encryptions we need to, then we have the session encryptions, then IP layer encryption. So if you're doing with this the different levels of the encryptions methods, then your information is secured informations uh, can be fulfilled, requirement can be fulfilled. So the information will not stealed by someone else. Okay, so only the authorized people can get all the informations. After the decryption of the information, so that is very very important when you talk about the um, sending the information from the one location to the other. So similarly we have like the when you talk about the different levels, so the relative location of the security in TCP IP protocol stacks. So we have like a network level, transport level, applications level. Okay, so this the different levels, the security level, we can look at that. Okay, so this we know that HTTP we are accessing through the website, or all those things, FTP, file transfer protocols, all the things can be taken with. So when you look for this network level, so we have IP, TCP IP, and the which website we are accessing. And the transport level, we have like a and the SSL layers and all this. So there also we can have. So when you look for the application layer, in the application itself, we can have the all the information. So it's a secure way. So we'll be using the Cabros and all those things. So pretty good format PGP, all those things that we can use, and we can have the very strong encryption methods there. These are all for your examples. So this is the SSL protocol operations. So we have like application data, then all the application data will be taken for the fragment. Then we'll have that kind of a compress. Then we'll be adding the MAC addresses, MAC. Then the information, all the data will be taken for the encryptions. Okay, so then we'll be looking for the SSL record header, and we'll be appending with that. Okay, so this is the information. So after the encrypt, so the information will be with the SSL header. Okay, so this information can be transferred. So this is one of the protocols for the SSL. So when you have the IP security scenario, so we have like the different users will be connected from the different locations. So when you have the different users, so this all users will be connected with the either in the public network, or they will be connected with the private network. Okay, say example, within organizations, if you're looking, so that can be taken as a kind of a private network and all those. When you're using the different locations, addresses and all those things, so they have to connect with the public network. So how they will be connecting? So definitely they will be connecting with the TCP IP. So the address location. So all the users systems will be connected to the IP addresses. So they will be connecting with that. Okay. So with that they will be accessing the all the informations whatever is required here. Okay. So this is the Kerberos architecture. So when you are looking for the Kerberos architecture, so this is a kind of the whenever it's required, the service request can be raised. So when the service request is a kind of ticket raising, so when you are raising, so automatically it will be permission has to be given. Okay, so then the ticket granting services. So the service locations, from the service locations we will be getting as whether the request is received or not. The server tickets are received or not will be. So it's the bidirectional one. So we will be getting with that. Then it is once the ticket granting services granting the tickets, then you can request the services along with that. Okay, so the client will be connecting with that. So when you look for the information to be secured, so intrusion detections also, it's one of the important things. So you'll be looking for the network based intrusion detection systems. So we need to have the security monitoring level, so in the entire network. So how this is connected. So whether the properly it's without any kind of the problem. Okay, so the issues has to be identified here. So always you need to keep on the monitor. So the network security monitors will be keeping. Then we have like kind of different host based. So when you are looking for the host based, so we'll be giving the passwords. Sometimes they will be guessing the passwords or all the things with that. So when you look for this, so sometimes it can be it can be partially, it can be guessing can be done and all this. So that all things has to be avoided here. That is also very important. So when you look for the security management tools, so we have like a Saturn. So the security analysis tool for the auditing networks and all those. We have the internet security scanners, Tiger, Crack. So these are all the different security management tools we are using. So even the in the computer hardware we will be using the SATAM securities. So it will audit the networks and others. So we will be using that. So this is the different levels of security management tools and others. So definitely the firewalls. So we need to ensure that the network connectivity in the trust way and all those things. So we will be connected. So that unauthorized access can be avoided here. So only the authorized people can be enter into the network. So that we can create with that. So that's a that avoids a lot of the real-time issues and all this, because unauthorized people, they if they are accessing the network, then it leads to the misuse of the information and all those things. So we need to create the network connectivity which is accessed by the only the authorized people. Okay, so with the private network and all those things. Okay, because unauthorized people, if they are coming, so they sometimes they may take all the user information, the patient records. If they are taking, then that can be used for the some other purpose. So that should be avoided here. So you'll be requiring the firewall, so that when you are creating the firewall, so with that firewall protocol, so only the authorized people can be accessed. So we are enhancing the system security level. So we have the different types of firewall. When you look for this, the packet firewall, we have then we have like a application level gateways. So when you look for the packet filtering routers, so we have like the especially for the kind of network connectivity what you are establishing as a private network connectivity with that. Okay, so the internet which is given through the packet filtering routers and others. So this is entire the network is covered with the. Okay. So similarly, we have like application level gateway. So in the application level gateway, so we'll be having the connection between the two locations. Okay, so we have like a outside host as well as a inside host. So through the application level gateway only, the connections will be established. Okay, so whenever you want to the file transfer, whenever you want to access the any website, so telnet, everything can be taken. So inside connections as well as outside connections. Okay, so this based on the organization setups, they will be establishing that. So when you look for the encryptions, already I told you. So the encryptions will convert your original information to the plain text to the zipper text, and the decryptions zipper text to the plain text will be taken. So why we are looking for this kind of information security? So definitely we need to aware of the hackers and all those things. So to secure your information, so defending against the external and the internal hackers, because already I told you the information should not be put into the wrong unauthorized people. Okay, so all the medical records should be in the with the authorized people only. So we need to look for the defending against the external and internal hackers. So defending against the industrial surveillance, securing all the information. In the e-commerce and all those things. So we have like a lot of the e-commerce services and all those things. So all informations we are already we are using. We are getting with that. So the e-commerce sites and all those things. Okay, so when you look for this, we need to take care of the information. So when you look for the information to take, so we need to understand that. So all the e-commerce sites are working. So how the informations are secure, that is also we need to check. The meanwhile banking sectors. Okay, so all the transfers, everything electronic transfers you are all the banks. So now we are getting as authentications and all those one-time password. So how the information is secured? So if you small changes if you are making, also we are getting as a we need to authenticate. So that is very very important. Okay. So securing the intellectual property, avoiding the liability, everything will want. That is the reason we want all the informations to be secured here. When you look for the information security, there are some threats also to the information security. So how this network connectivity and the emails, how we are using, so that has to be secured. So all the information whatever we are storing into the space, so the sensitive informations and all those things. So sometimes we can't say as if you are established in the very good organization and all those things. So all the wireless networks and all those things is in a secured way. But sometimes we have like a insecure technology when you are using the public Wi-Fi and all those things. So we will be connecting with the all the informations to the unauthorized people and all those things. So we should be careful. So these are all the threats we have for the information security. So when you look for this information security threats, so we are looking for the when you are looking for the electronic records and all those things, so we are looking trend towards the paperless society and all those things. So the legal protections and for the entire process. So we'll be the kind of privacy in the email, all those things. Little we need to know that authentication, two levels of authentication is enforced here. So we can give the one-time password. We can give the kind of checking with the mobile phone, the another device, the primary device you need to authenticate. So a lot of protections are this protocols are adapted right now. Okay, with the to secure the informations. So when you look for the public key cryptography, already I told you. So this key can be used for the purpose. So it can be used with the group of people. So sometimes we'll be using the same key for the encryption and decryptions also. So because we have the problem for the key distributions and all this. Okay. So when you look for the private key, so who is authorized person, who is unauthorized person. So that is the one when you look for this. So when you look for the public key cryptography, so this key can be used for the encryption as well as the private key decryptions and all. Already I showed you, right? So here the key distribution on problem will be solved because we have like when you are encrypting, you are using the public key. When they decrypt, so overall was they can decrypt. So because already the private key is already distributed to them. Okay, so that is what we need to understand. So we have the different algorithms, the crypto algorithms. We have like for the private key, so data encryption standards. Um, we have like a double DES, triple DES. So we have a different algorithms. So these are all the uh, available algorithms for the private key. So just to have the information. So this is the public key. So we have like for the public key, we have RSA, DH, ECDH algorithms, RPK, and others we have. Okay. So just to have the information, so this are all algorithms available for the to create the public key as well as the private. So we have like currently available technologies, the PGP, pretty good privacies we have. So it's a kind of hybrid encryption technologies we have with that. Okay, so what are the informations we have, so that can be encrypted using the private key algorithms. Then whatever the after the encryptions, so that can be taken for the next level decryptions or other things. So when you look for the encryptions, so we will be using like a already showed you, right? So the private key and public key. So when you're using the private key, so IDA will be used. So when you're using the public key, RSA will be used. Okay, so whatever the encrypting file can be taken for the transmission, then it can be next level of decryptions can be taken, then the original information can be achieved here. Okay. So the PGP is free for the home use and all those things, so that can be used. So already I told you the authentication is very important for the any materials. Okay, so authentication as well as digital signatures. So this can be followed to avoid, okay, so to avoid any issues, so preventing imposter attacks. So sometimes the content tampering also can be taken with the unauthorized people, so that is also should be avoided, because the medical records, no, so there will be content tampering, the modification, time modification, admission as well as the discharge time modification. So this and this should be exact information has to be maintained here. The preventing the time modification is one, it leads to the some issues with the medical records. Okay, so preventing the rejections. So if the information is not exactly, then the rejections will take place. Okay, so all the informations whatever you are giving, it should be the authenticated with the originality. Okay, so if the any modification with the content, all those things can lead to the rejections. So how this can be done? So we need to have the encryptions. So we'll be looking for the encryption techniques, and as well as the cryptographic checksums and hash functions and all those things can be done. So digital signatures everywhere nowadays, we have like a forming of the digital signatures and other things. So all the informations will be encrypted with the digital signatures and all this can be taken. So on the receiver end also it can be taken with that. So we have the digital signatures. So digital signature does not confirm the identity, but we need to use through the authorized people. So for the confirmation of the senders and all those things we will be taking. So similarly, we will be looking for the kind of certification authority. So they issues the identity certificate and all those things. So this is the authorized people. So the service, the certificate authority will be giving the, this is a authorized people, like that they will be giving the certificate. Sometimes we face the problem with the service, the certificate authority also. The third party is not genuine and all that. So we have like a problems with the CAs and the PKI. So we need to understand who is the service certificate authority. So how they will be issuing the certificate and all the things. So how the CA is authorized, how it can be trusted. So that's also it's a very important. Who is the good certificates? That is also we need to understand. We need to get, these are all the problems. Okay, so how we can contact them, and when they are good CAs, then how we will be bringing collaboration with them, organizations and all those things. This all has to be taken. So how they are taking it. So this who is the leading CAs and all those things we need to have. So this all if you are taking, then it will be good for your the information will be secure. So we have like the currently available technologies. We have like a Cabros, one of the important one we can say as the available technologies. So digital signature algorithm, secure hash algorithm version 1, MD4, MD5. So this all will be the currently available technologies we have. So we'll be looking for the kind of authentications. So using the Java and XML cryptographies and everything. So for authentication as well as the digital signature. So this is very important. So when you look for the nowadays, it's, a lot of procedures will take place with the digital signatures and all this. Okay, so you'll be looking for the kind of Java and XML cryptographics to encrypt all your informations. So whatever the digital parts can be taken with that. Okay, so once it's encryption is done, so you will be sharing with the different receptors. So when you look for the benefits, so we have the data secrecy, data integrity. So we have with the data is secured, we can say that when you look for this. So we have the unauthorized people, so they'll be taking with that. So uh, definitely certifications we'll be looking. So the electronic certification as well as the digital signatures can be taken with that. Okay. So the potential problems we have with that, so sometimes the false sense of security if badly implemented. So the regulations, so when you're adopting with that, so the restrictions policies if from the government agencies and all those things. So some countries, so the encryptions is provided. So this comes from the pictures in the problem of cryptography. But when you look for the security informations, we need to have, so we need to go for the